York Jets. Now, here's Eric Allen and Eric Coleman.
Welcome to Inside the Jets. We are broadcasting live from Vanderbilt Sports and Spirits inside the Wyndham Hamilton Park Hotel. Eric Allen alongside Eric Coleman. It is rather quiet in here tonight. Everybody away with their families, I think, starting to celebrate the holiday season. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and yours, E.
You.
The Jets are hot here in the holiday season. Left for dead, 1-7 at the midway point. The Jets have suddenly won 5 of 7. They have a chance to finish the second half for the 2019 campaign with a 6-2 record. So what does that say about Adam Gase and company, the way they've rebounded and played down the stretch?
Well, I mean, I think it speaks to the great job of coaching that they've done. Listen, this is a new program, a new way of doing things on offense, on defense, new coordinators, and things took a while to catch on. You know, they had fought through a lot of injuries. I think they're developing a lot of young talent, and it's really showing, the camaraderie, the schemes. Everything is coming together right now at the end of the year.
Inside the Jets is supported by Selective Insurance. Be uniquely insured later on. Here we will be joined by Jets center Jonathan Harrison. What do you think about the Green and White's latest victory, a 16-10 gritty, tough effort against the Pittsburgh Steelers? That game was the outcome hung in the balance until the final seconds when you saw Marcus Maye come up big, and we're going to talk about Marcus here momentarily. But what do you think overall of that ball game? You're facing a team who has playoff aspirations in the Steelers. They come into your building, had a lot of fans. We saw the terrible tiles, and the Jets turned them away.
Well, you know, it was kind of what I expected. We talked about it in the pregame show about it being a smash-mouth football game. You know, a game where, you have the Steelers who want to run the football against the Jets who do a great job of defending the run. Same thing on the other side of the ball. I thought the Jets did a great job of coming out, scoring on the first drive, kind of, first punch down and letting them know, and then the defense took off from there. I thought they did a great job of getting 3 and outs, forcing turnovers, and getting the offense the ball back in great field position.
I don't know if the Jets would have been able to overcome what happened earlier in the season, meaning they're in control of that ball game. They got a 10-0 lead. Then all of a sudden Pittsburgh gets a field goal. It's 10-3. T.J. Watt gets in there, strip sack of Sam Darnold, and before you know it, there's a touchdown pass for Mason Rudolph, and it's 10-10 at halftime, and you're going in, and a lot of teams would have been deflated after that. The Jets took it in stride, and they came out, and they shut out the Steelers in the second half.
Yeah, I was very impressed by the way they went into halftime. Listen, they got tied up. They scored with 8 seconds left in the first half, which was very disappointing. You want to hold them to a field goal in that position, but nonetheless, they came out second half fighting. They came out with a lot of energy. The defense got better, as the game went on, and they did show a lot of maturity in finishing that game, doing a shutout. Defense completed a shutout in the second half, and I thought it was an excellent job by Greg Williams and the defense.
So we've talked often on this show, and rightfully so, about two-time Pro Bowler now, Jamal Adams. What about his safety partner, Marcus Maye? Takes points off the board there in the first half, interception in the end zone. Then late in the game, he makes like a cornerback. Wow. There's not many safeties in the National Football League who can make that play, the PD, that takes a chance away of a James Washington touchdown, and that would have been a tough loss. Yeah,
Marcus Maye had a fantastic game, and he's been playing great all year, but the problem is when you're a free safety doing your job, you're not getting a lot of the accolades. You're not getting a lot of hoopla. You're preventing plays from happening. You're preventing touchdowns, which he deserves a lot of the credit for the success of the Jets' defense. But yesterday, he was able to keep points off the board by defending it, getting an interception in the red zone, and then that play at the end of the game, the one-handed pass breakup. He showed a lot of composure on that play. He high pointed the ball. It was patient. He didn't panic at the end. A lot of safeties would panic in that situation. And Marcus Maye was all over the field all game yesterday.
I don't want to take anything away from it because we're going to rightfully so give Marcus Maye the praise here. But what was the coverage in that situation? Because typically you're not going to see in that situation where a receiver is running free, free safety, last line of defense, where you don't have somebody else with him.
Yeah, you know what? I want to say it was a zone coverage. I just remember him making the play on the ball
Right.
and just being in position, getting in phase, getting his eyes back on the ball, and then shooting through the receiver's hands and knocking that pass down.
How about the back pedal, for those watching NewYorkJets.com and the Jets app right now? He's faced this way, then he turns
That's a
this
difficult thing
way,
to do.
going back, and then uses the left arm to make the PD.
Yeah, as a defensive back, especially in the middle of the field, you always want to be coming down on the football. And sometimes you get stuck in a position where you have to kind of scramble and panic and go back. But Marcus kept his composure. He did a great job of keeping his eyes on the ball and fighting through and knocking that down. And it was a game-saving pass breakup.
Jamal Adams said after the game that Marcus Maye is an underrated ball player, and for a person who played the position like yourself, do you think that was one of the finer plays that Marcus Maye has had so far in his National Football League career? Third season right now.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at, the circumstances. It was down in the red zone. The game's on the line. They're up by 6. Pittsburgh needs a touchdown, and they have a receiver open, and Marcus to show that range, to cover as much ground as he did, to come knock that ball down. That was a fantastic play, and it's something that he's been doing all year, but it just hasn't been in that situation. Marcus has done a great job of running the defense. There's been no communications errors on the back end, and you got to give that credit to Marcus.
How about the interception in the first half that we talked about a little bit? Listen, they're there inside the red zone. They're at least going to get a field goal. That's a chip shot field goal. And Devlin Duck Hodges gets a little greedy. He's trying to pass to Jalen Samuels, his running back, there in the corner of the end zone. Look, to me, there's Marcus playing that post safety. He's reading the quarterback, and he makes like a receiver because he high-pointed the ball there and then got his feet down.
Yeah, he did a great job. When you're that close to the end zone, as a free safety, you don't have to backpedal. You get enough depth, and you just read the eyes of the quarterback. And he was playing against a young quarterback who was staring down his receiver, didn't go through his progression. And, when you have an opportunistic safety like Marcus Maye, he's going to read those eyes. He's going to show his range and go make that play on the sideline. And it was great to see him get those feet down. You get to get that toe swag, that toe drag swag,
there you
as
go.
Nate Burleson would say.
I was in the film room with Bart Scott today, former Jets linebacker, and he talked about the first takeaway the Jets had, fire zone. They send 5, Jamal Adams coming again,
big gap.
And then we see Terrell Basham take a couple steps forward, drops, makes the athletic play, and the interception. Again, taking advantage of a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, it was a 3rd down and 10 situation. They called a 3-deep fire zone, and Terrell Basham has that 3-receiver hook. And when I watched that again, the whole defense knew that play was coming. Because Marcus Maye is in the center of the field. Of course, he's going to be helping Terrell Basham. He's covering a wide receiver in that situation. But Marcus was in the post. He had his hair on fire coming down to try to make that play. Basham was able to set it up by acting like he was going to rush, and then dropping back. Duck Hodges never saw him coming from the backside, and the big fella went up and made a great catch.
What do you make of what the Jets did offensively? We were wondering what kind of performance we were going to get out of Le'Veon Bell. I thought he set the tone for the entire game on that first drive that culminated on the touchdown pass from Sam Darnold to Robbie Anderson, 23 yards, which was a tremendous catch from Robbie. And Sam put it in a place where only Anderson could go up and get the football.
Great throw.
But a lot of 7-yard runs on that first drive from Le'Veon Bell, and the Jets established themselves at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they did. The Jets really did do a great job of establishing that tempo, just taking the fight to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're known as a bully defense. They've been getting a lot of takeaways. They're intimidating as a defense. But the offensive line and Le'Veon Bell, they came out and punched him in the mouth. Le'Veon getting 7-yard carries, continuing that drive, and then to go down and finish it like they did with a great throw and catch by Sam Darnold and Robbie Anderson. It was a great drive, and I wish they could have continued that momentum throughout the game.
You mentioned tempo. Did you like the 4th and 1 where Adam Gase had him get up right up to the line? Le'Veon Bell gets 7 yards, but there were a pair of penalties on the play from Pittsburgh that you ultimately declined. But with that being said, the pace got Pittsburgh completely on their heels.
Yeah, I thought that was great. You know, Pittsburgh's a team that sends a lot of pressure, and it's hard to blitz and to not show your hand when there's a no huddle situation. You know, you have to. You know, if I'm a safety, I want to sit there and disguise my coverage. I want to be 10 yards back, and maybe I'll show a blitz or something. But if you know this is a no huddle situation, you have to get to your work right now. And that really does a great job of showing the quarterback how this defense is attacking you so they can play off it.
I thought one of the key drives were when the Jets had a 13-10 lead there in the fourth quarter. And Darnold had some key completions. Bell, again, another critical third down conversion. He told me after the game he wanted to get the 3rd and 12. He only got like 10 yards, but that set up a field goal. In that case, in most games, you're thinking, listen, you got to score a touchdown here. Mm-hmm. I think Adam Gase is playing his cards right there because he knows what he has defensively. We get a 6-point lead here. They're not scoring a touchdown on us. I'm betting on my defense. That's why that was such a key field goal.
Yeah, Adam Gase had a lot of reason to have confidence in his defense. You know, Pittsburgh had their third-string, second-string quarterback who weren't having a lot of success. This defense, led by Jamal Adams and company, have been doing a great job all game of setting the tone. That they eliminated the run game. They were eliminating big plays after that first half play. And, they gave him all the reason to be confident in what they could do.
All right, so we're going to come right back and bring in Jets center Jonathan Harrison, one of Sunday's heroes. And we're also going to dive into the Jets' final game of the season. Who would have thought that the 2019 is already coming to an end? But we're going to come right back. You're listening to Inside the Jets on ESPN New York.
Ernst & Young LLP is proud to be the exclusive professional business and accounting services sponsor of the New York Jets and MetLife Stadium. Teaming with them as the official sponsor of the EY Coaches Club. As a global leader in assurance, tax, transaction, and advisory services, the global network of EY firms has better connected consultants who help organizations navigate the transformative age by asking better questions to find answers to some of the world's toughest challenges, all to build a better working world for their people, clients, and communities.
We haven't seen a superstar like this in years.
You're not kidding, Bob. The people need to know about this standout.
Introducing this year's most sought-after rookie, the M&T Bank Jets debit card. New on the scene, this fantastic plastic stands 2.125 inches tall and weighs a lean 0.2 ounces. This small but mighty paying machine is sure to be charging through checkout lines all season long.
Hey Jets fans, get your hands on the exclusive Jets debit card with Easy Choice Checking. It's free from a monthly maintenance fee and free from a minimum balance requirement, leaving you free from worry.
You know, I have a feeling we're going to be seeing this powerhouse everywhere soon.
No doubt about it. I want one on my team.
So show your love for the Jets and save on fees today. Rush to any M&T Bank branch or mtb.com/Jets today. M&T Bank, the official community bank of your New York Jets. Other transaction and service fees, including insufficient funds and overdraft fees, may apply to this account. Member FDIC.
There's a chance your local Geico agent owns the same designer dog breed as you.
Wait, you own a Chihuahua too?
Half Bulldog, half Chihuahua, 100% lovable? Oh yeah.
So many wrinkles, such a tiny face.
But there's a better chance your local Geico agent could help you out with auto, homeowners, renters, or condo insurance. Motorcycle, boat, or RV insurance too. They'll work hard to provide sound advice and significant savings. You don't need a chic, wrinkle-faced pup to do that. Local Geico agents. Call or visit yours today.
You're invited to Super Bowl 54 in beautiful Miami for a once-in-a-lifetime football experience from NFL On Location, the official hospitality partner of the NFL. You'll meet NFL alumni, enjoy exciting pregame parties, watch the action from the 50-yard line, and celebrate on the field after the game. For easy one-stop planning and access to hotels and travel, let NFL On Location plan your ultimate Super Bowl experience. Secure your official access and the best seats at Hard Rock Stadium today. Visit NFLOnLocation.com.
Your 2019 Jets are built for action, just like the all-new 888 Casino. The fun never ends at 888. Top slots, live dealers, and big jackpots. Your ultimate online casino experience. Join today and get a $20 free bonus. No deposit needed. Play for real money anywhere in New Jersey at home or on the go. Go to 888casino.com on your iOS, Android, or PC to get your $20 free bonus now. JETS 888. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and physically located in the state of New Jersey to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
On game day, it takes an entire team to get the job done. Whether it's building the stadium, fixing the roads to get us here, or promoting economic development, the team we rely on is ELAC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative. They promote investments in infrastructure and construction to provide opportunities for developers, union contractors, and members of Operating Engineers Local 825. ELAC, building the infrastructure New Jersey and the Jets rely on.
Career success is in your future with a degree from Centenary University. 98% of Centenary alumni are employed or in graduate school 9 months after graduation. Hit the ground running with internships and career-focused programs like criminal justice, data analytics, education, equine studies, and sports management. Generous scholarships and grants are available at Centenary University. They're committed to your success. Learn more at www.centenaryuniversity.edu.
Darnold takes the snap, drops back, looks over the middle, fires one up the seam, end zone. Robbie Anderson climbs the ladder. He's got it. That's a Jet touchdown. What a throw by Darnold. A rifle shot up the seam to Robbie Anderson.
Inside the Jets is presented by EY, Building a Better Working World. Eric Allen and Eric Coleman here at Vanderbilt Sports and Spirits inside the Wyndham Hamilton Park Hotel. Our player guest segment is presented by M&T Bank, the official community bank of your New York Jets. Let's bring in Jonathan Harrison, who's not only the starting center for the green and white, but also the team's nominee for Walter Payton Man of the Year. Jonathan.
There you go. Thank you.
Hey, so many things to get to, but let's start on the field. What's been the difference in the second half of the season for this team?
I think just everyone realizing that most of the league was counting us out. So it was like a respect thing. It was like we're not going to quit. We're not just going to fold over. We're going to keep working, keep grinding, and end the season with some wins, and then move into the off season on a positive note, and then build from there.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions that people ask me, like ending the season on a good note, winning a bunch of games. Does that carry over to the offseason? How do you feel like that will help you guys moving into the offseason?
100%, because that's building chemistry. That's building team chemistry, and for the players who are fortunate enough to be on the team again next year, that's already like a step that you've eliminated. You already have the chemistry. You don't need to worry about building that chemistry, and of course the coaches and front office bringing in new pieces to add to what we have going, and then that's just how a team builds over time.
How have you been able to sustain or maintain or actually get offensive line chemistry? 10 O-line combinations. Jeez, I have not seen a year like this in the National Football League up front.
Oh, man, I'm going to say, we've been joking around and we've been calling it like the, year of the yuck. Just because it's been yucky in there, like guys getting banged up and in and out of the lineup and whatever it may be. And, we just joke about it, but it just, it's actually bringing us a lot closer.
Yeah.
Because guys are able to plug into any position and without skipping a beat. We can continue on without skipping a beat. And the guys are really buying in. No one's being selfish. Everyone's being completely selfless and just doing whatever they can to help the offense.
And how does that help the team moving forward? Everybody's getting experience. You got guys from practice squad, guys who are backups, getting major minutes in these games, including defense, offense, any position. How does that help you guys moving forward? Is it gonna? How does that help gel the team?
It just it shows that shows some of the weapons, the hidden gems that we have on the team, and that guys performing well late in the season. That's just giving coaches something else to look at. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, this guy's coming out of his shell. This guy's potential, whatever it is. Yeah. So it's just one of those things. Guys have really been busting their tail, getting after it and not quitting. It's the end of the season. It's easy. Not going to playoffs or whatever. It's easy. It's easy just to kind of give up and get lazy. But guys have really been competing. I mean, at practice, we're still full tilt.
Yeah.
Still full tilt. Like, we have something to prove. So.
Well, how would you describe this year for you? Because in the spring, you're thinking, hey, I'm going to be the guy. I'm going to be the starting center of this team. Then the Jets go out and sign Ryan Khalil on August 1st. He starts the first 6 or 7 games, ends up on IR. And here you are, going to be in the starting lineup Sunday against the Buffalo Bills, and I think you're going to match your career high in terms of starts. This is going to be your 10th.
Believe so.
Yeah,
I believe so. I really try not to pay attention to any of that, but But yeah, it's been an emotional roller coaster for sure. Like you said, entered spring thinking, hey, I have a shot. This can be my job. Yeah. And Ryan coming in, granted, Ryan came in and he was super cool, super respectful about everything. He's like, man, I know this is awkward, but hey, like let's make the best of it. Maybe I can teach you a thing or two or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
And we end up becoming really cool with each other. So, I just took that as a learning experience. And of course, initially I was super frustrated. Like initially when it happened, I was super frustrated. But then I was like, I can't let that affect this journey I've been on in my career. So it hasn't been the prettiest journey, but I'm always here to work and giving my all. And I'm pretty sure the guys in the locker room know that. So it's truly just a blessing to have this opportunity.
Yeah, much respect for the way that you handled yourself in that situation, because it sounds like it's an easy situation, but that's tough because everyone, you work hard, you have your pride, you put in this work, and then all of a sudden, but everything works out in the end.
Well, there's one word that works best when describing Jonathan Harrison as far as your NFL career: professional, consummate professional. Always been able to roll with it and come to work with the right attitude,
No, thank you. No, thank you. I really, it's not always easy. It's not always easy. I have my good and bad days and everything like that. But yeah, many people, whether it's coaches, players, mentors, many people have told me, if you get overly frustrated with the things you can't control, then you can drive yourself insane. So control what you can control. And there's times, I may, deviate from that just a little bit, but then I always try to bring myself back to that and control what I can control.
Yeah, well, let's get back to Sunday. Great win against the Steelers. You guys really came out and took the fight to that Steelers defense. Were you motivated by Le'Veon playing against his old team? Were you motivated by feeling disrespected? What was the motivation going into that game?
Everyone had their little, different motivation. That's Beach's first team, Beacham's first team as well, and Le'Veon with all that, of course, and everyone had their different motivations, but for me personally, I was just like, this is a team that thinks that they're just gonna come out here and get a win. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think many people outside of the building thought we were gonna win that game outside of this organization, and it is what it is. So all we can do is go out there and fight, and it was a dogfight of a game.
It really was.
A dogfight of a game, but those are ones you remember, and those are satisfying victories right there.
Yeah, you mentioned a dogfight of a game. Just 259 yards of total offense. I believe 4 of 15 on third down, but you guys found a way. You knew it was going to be that kind of game because the Pittsburgh Steelers, bottom line, they got 8 victories this year, and that defense, they got elite players at all levels.
Oh, yeah, that defense was stout.
Yeah.
That's a very good defense to go against. And we knew that. We knew that entering the week. And, hats off to all the guys that went out there and battled. There's a couple drives that I know we wish we could have finished. But, at the end of the day, a win is a win. And sometimes wins are going to be, a dig, scratch, claw kind of win, and we really fought. And it was a team effort. All 3 phases performed there. And great team win for sure.
Is there something about playing at home? 5-3 at home.
Yep.
Even though there was a ton of Steelers fans at that stadium, what is it about playing at MetLife Stadium that motivates you as a team?
It's your home. It's your home crowd. You see Jetman up in the stands, getting after it, and see all the green everywhere. And yes, there were a lot of Steelers fans. Our fans, our diehard fans, were there, and they were showing all the love and support. DJ was letting the tunes go this time around.
Yeah.
Like he was just letting the music play, so all of us were extra hyped before the game. And it's just something about having some of your friends and family there, knowing that they're there cheering you on and everything. And that's just what home field advantage is. And that's what I'm glad that we were able to end on a winning note, on a good note, because you want to be able to protect your house. You want to have a winning record.
Listen, you're talking about 4 in a row at home. 5-3 overall, like you just mentioned, but 5-6 overall because you lost your first 2 games there when you endured so much adversity here early this season. So what's going on out of the gate, man? Because I'm almost disappointed if you guys don't score on that first drive. You've had so much success on these first drives this year, which is great moving forward when you look ahead to 2020 and beyond, and hopefully that takes place in Buffalo. But What does that say about the preparation? And then also, why have you been able to find an early groove? That doesn't happen often in the National Football League.
It's just guys buying into the game plan.
Yeah.
Gase is like, hey, guys, just trust me. Just trust me this week. I got you. Just, he'll break it down to us why he's doing this, and then it's our job to go out there and execute. And then, when we go out there as an offense and we fire on all cylinders, we're able to execute. We're able to score on that first drive. And I know that as an offense, we're trying to make that our like signature almost. Like we're coming out, we're swinging that long sustained first drive and then scoring at the end of it. And, it's disappointing when we don't get it, but, all the guys are working their tails off to try and make that.
So what do you think about that replay when you saw it on the board? Because obviously you're taking care of your blocking responsibilities, but there's Darnold throwing a rope to Robbie Anderson, who goes up and gets his feet down, and then afterwards celebrates with a hug with Fireman at it.
Boy has hands, man.
Yeah.
Boy has hands, and Sam has a hell of an arm. And it's ridiculous. I had no clue what was going on, like you said. I really didn't. I just heard the crowd go crazy, and I looked, like, what's going on down there? So I started jogging down, see the replay, and then, I just got so excited. Robbie with the Inspector Gadget arms and just snagging that ball, and yeah, that was real exciting.
Is it always like that for you as an offensive lineman? I mean, you're handling your responsibility, a play breaks free, and then all of a sudden it's a touchdown. Does most of the time do you not know what happened?
There's a lot of times that you have no idea what happened. If it's like a big run play, you'll hear the crowd, but you're trying to finish your block or whatever it is, a pass pro, you're shielding your guy off, and you just go off the crowd. Like every once in a while you catch a touchdown. You'll actually see it every once in a while, but a lot of times you don't.
Yeah, I never thought about it from that perspective.
Do you think, first off, this is your 6th year in the league. Goes by so fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, don't remind me.
But that's great. That means you've been getting paychecks for 6 years now. But undrafted on the University of Florida, 3 years with the Colts now, 3 years with the Jets already. Why are we seeing the best Jonathan Harrison right now? Because if you watch your play, I know people are talking about, and Joe Douglas is definitely going to address the offensive line in the offseason. You know that. With that being said, you are putting your best foot forward right now at that center position.
That's all I can do. That's all I can do. I was given an opportunity, and I just have to make the best of it. And, I just always told myself, I'm like, next time I get that opportunity, like really try and take advantage of it. And there's been times in my career where, I didn't take full advantage of it. And of course I regret that, but I can't focus on that. I can only just focus on the next day. So, it's a hell of an opportunity, and I'm going to give it my all each time. And, hopefully it pays off in the long run.
But how different are you in terms of even maybe stepping in the door at One Jets Drive a couple years ago, in terms of what you brought to the game as far as being a technician, and also that athleticism and the nastiness, and you put it all together?
That's just best way to explain it. That's just the style of play that I offer. And if you need something more athletic, I got that. I may seem a little bit smaller than typical lineman, but I make up for it in strength. And I'm scrappy. I'm willing to get after it a little bit like that. Never perfect. Nobody's ever perfect. I'm not perfect, but I work. I work, and I love to compete.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I love to compete, and that's one thing about that room. All the guys in there love to compete, and it's brought us that much closer together.
So do you like it that your general manager is a former offensive lineman, Joe Douglas? And when you have conversations with him, what has it been like? Because the other thing that I appreciate about Joe is he said he talked to you when they were going to sign Khalil. Mm-hmm. So he didn't have to do that, but that speaks to who he is.
Yeah, for sure.
But also, he's always raved about you as well. So what's it like having a GM who's a former offensive lineman who knows the position? Because, again, not a lot of GMs in the NFL were offensive linemen.
No, it's great because, you just naturally have that kind of connection with him, being a former offensive lineman. Because they always say in the locker room, offensive linemen are a different breed.
You're right.
Completely different breed, and we're like a pack, we always roll together. But, it was great. It was great because communication-wise, he understands, and it's easier to communicate with him. And he can see what, a stat sheet, can't see. He's able to, look at this play and be like, all right, well, X, Y, and Z aren't matching up. Okay, his hands might not be, 40 inches wide, whatever it is, but
You got time for another segment? Huh?
I can do a little bit.
Okay, great. We're going to come right back with some more Jonathan Harrison on ESPN New York.
Whether you're kicking back after a busy day or just kicking off a night out, join them at Vanderbilt's Sports and Spirits located inside the Wyndham Hamilton Park Hotel in Florham Park, New Jersey. Sample all of your game day favorites from light snacks to locally sourced fare and enjoy a rotating selection of craft beers and local brews. Catch your favorite team on one of their 27 televisions. Challenge friends at a game of pool on 2 regulation-sized tables or gather around the fire pit on their outdoor patio. Visit Vanderbilt's Sports and Spirits in Florham Park, New Jersey for your game day experience.
On game day, it takes an entire team to get the job done. Whether it's building the stadium, fixing the roads to get us here, or promoting economic development, the team we rely on is ELAC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative. They promote investments in infrastructure and construction to provide opportunities for developers, union contractors, and members of Operating Engineers Local 825. ELAC, building the infrastructure New Jersey and the Jets rely on.
Ernst & Young LLP is proud to be the exclusive professional business and accounting services sponsor of the New York Jets and MetLife Stadium, teaming with them as the official sponsor of the EY Coaches Club. As a global leader in assurance, tax, transaction, and advisory services, the global network of EY firms has better connected consultants who help organizations navigate the transformative age by asking better questions to find answers to some of the world's toughest challenges, all to build a better working world for their people, clients, and communities.
Bold statement. Saving money with Geico is almost better than watching football. Think about it. When you're watching the game, yelling at the quarterback to throw the ball, throw it, Williams is wide open, why are you doing this to me? Use that rocket arm, come on! They don't listen to you. But if you went into a Geico office and yelled, someone please help me save some money on car insurance, everyone would hop to it. Except the intern, because it's his first day and he doesn't even have a computer yet. See? Better. Switch and save with Geico. It's almost better than sports.
Your 2019 Jets are built for action, just like the all-new 888 Casino. The fun never ends at 888. Top slots, live dealers, and big jackpots. Your ultimate online casino experience. Join today and get a $20 free bonus. No deposit needed. Play for real money anywhere in New Jersey at home or on the go. Go to 888casino.com on your iOS, Android, or PC to get your $20 free bonus now. JETS 888. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and physically located in the state of New Jersey to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, football fans. This is Director Jared Maples with the New Jersey Office of Homeland Security and Preparedness. It's our mission to protect New Jersey with our federal, state, and local partners. Of course, nobody knows our communities better than the people who live there. That's where you can help. If you see something that you suspect is out of the ordinary, report it. Together, we can keep our state safe. Remember, if you see something, say something. To learn more about what to look for, visit njhomelandsecurity.gov.
3rd and 10 at the Jet 45. Again, the Jets show blitz. They've got a bunch of players up near the line, and here they come. Back to throw Hodges. Fires one high over the middle, and it's intercepted by Terrell Basham. Basham trying to drag a tackler forward out to the Jet 36-yard line. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. Greg Williams brought pressure, and he dropped Terrell Basham back off the line, and Terrell Basham picks up the interception.
Jets Reward members, don't forget to enter the code WEEK16. That's week 16 in your Jets Rewards portal during the show to earn 100 points. Eric Allen and Eric Coleman here at Vanderbilt Sports and Spirits inside the Wyndham Hamilton Park Hotel. Jonathan Harrison was so good, we kept him on for another segment. Jets nominee for Walter Payton Man of the Year. You have tackled the bullying crisis head on. Congratulations on the honor. And why, and we talked about it multiple times before, but for people listening on ESPN New York or watching NewYorkJets.com or the Jets app right now, why was this so important to you, and what has your interaction been like with kids continually during these school visits?
You know, this is it's really important to me because growing up, I was bullied. I was bullied growing up, and it wasn't fun. And I thought, the more I can endure, eventually everyone would become my friends, all that stuff, and then it ended up just having to suffer through that for many crucial years of my upbringing. So being able to play football has kind of been an outlet. I joke around saying I'm able to like legally bully people on the field.
Yeah.
And a couple of years ago, I was given an opportunity to go kind of share part of my story with a local school. And I did it, and the first time I was super nervous doing it, but afterwards I was like, man, like I need to do this again, like I need to get more involved. And that's kind of how like my involvement with Stomp Out Bullying kicked off. And every couple of weeks or so, I may go to a school and talk to do like an assembly, talk to a couple hundred kids and tell my story and kind of share ways that they can help look out for their friends, or if they're being bullied, the way that they can address it. And then every once in a while there might be like a student that a teacher or the guidance counselor may feel could use a little special extra attention.
Sure.
And then we'll try to meet with that student, bring him his favorite lunch, and have lunch with him, and or him or her, sorry, and just spend time with them and kind of make them feel special and give them something to build a little confidence that they can talk about with their peers, and hopefully that would like lessen the stuff that they're going through, just kind of put a smile on their face.
So when people think about kids getting bullied, they look at you and they're like, man, you're the biggest man I've probably ever seen. What is it like getting bullied? I understand that it doesn't matter how big you are. How do you without diving too deep into your story, what was your experience like getting bullied?
I was just I was different. I didn't really fit in. I was bigger than everyone, and I was in like a real small country town growing up, so it was just I was different, and people thought it was funny, and I was an easy target. I wasn't violent, tried not to fight back or anything like that. And my mom was like, no, we don't promote violence in the household, and it just made me for an easy target. So it was just one of those things that I thought would never end, but of course it eventually ended. And now that I look back, it was terrible that I actually went through all of that.
And how were you able to live with that, maybe in a positive manner where, damn, I'm going through some things right now, but this is how I'm going to overcome it? When you were going to high school, when you were in grade school, when you were in middle school. So what do you tell the kids today?
I tell them that this is only temporary and it will end. The people that are doing that just aren't nice people. It's not cool. Everyone in the world's entitled to do as they please, as long as it's not offending anybody else. And everyone has a right to their opinion, all that stuff. But it's only temporary. It's only temporary, and just know that one day you'll look back and you'll kind of chuckle at it.
To E's point, does it help the kids, you think, Jonathan, that they can look at you and say, well, man, if this guy was bullied, now he's in the National Football League.
Sure.
I
for sure.
I know I'm going to be all right.
Oh, no, for sure, for sure. And I also, like I try not to use the whole, football thing just because they're like, not everyone is 300 pounds, So I'm just like, whatever it is that you enjoy, whatever it is that's your forte, just be fully confident in that. Mm-hmm. So you may be a musician, go be an amazing guitarist, or a pianist, whatever it may be, and make that your confidence. So whenever anyone has something negative to say about you, like, hey, look, can you play this song, on piano, whatever it may be, and just find that inner confidence through something that you're good at.
I commend you on what you've done, and I especially think it's cool that as an NFL player you go back, because kids, the teachers, the parents, they can tell them whatever they want. Mm-hmm. When an NFL player walks in, I'm sure you have everyone's attention when you walk into the room.
100%.
What do you think about social media?
Social media, that's the biggest outlet to bullying right now. It's cyberbullying. And
I can't imagine going to school with social media. Obviously, I got a couple years on you.
No, I was going to say, I'm just saying, like, I know I'm younger than you two, but I didn't even have social media growing up. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I didn't get, like, MySpace until it was, I think, like, the end of high school. Yeah. Is when MySpace started becoming the thing. So growing up, elementary, middle school, like, all these kids have Instagrams now. All of them have Twitters now. They can see whatever they need to on social media. Like, there's no restricting what they can explore and see on social media. So there's so much more access. And then there's so much more opportunity for people to reach out and say what they want or comment how they want from the safety of their home. Yeah. They're behind a keyboard, they're on their phone, laying in bed, like making someone feel terrible about themselves.
Yeah.
And that's miserable that people have to endure that nowadays. It truly is.
Yeah, we get in this world of suck. I don't know how to best explain it, but people get so negative sometimes.
Yes.
And you got to do your best to avoid that, because the bottom line is, and that can happen, that can infiltrate kids, schools, and things like that. And we see that in social media, where I say it is a loud minority, because sometimes you question what's happening with the world right now.
Yes.
And then you have to you got to take into account, okay, not everybody's like this. This is a loud minority.
Yes.
And we need more positive people.
Yes. Yes, 100%.
So have you guys come up with any kind of solution for dealing with social media as a young kid? Is it to stay off it until you're a certain age? I have young kids, so social media scares the heck out of me.
Yeah.
Having my 11-year-old have to face those problems.
Yeah.
What is the best kind of situation for a young kid?
It's honestly just there's so much access. So like trying to say no, you can't get on social media is almost worse, because all of kids' peers are going to be on social media. But the best thing you can do is just explain to them, like, hey, look, this, and this may happen. Someone may reach out, or someone may comment on your picture and say something you don't like. Just know that that's them being mean, and you have to ignore that. Delete it, block that person, and move on. Like, it's easier said than done. It makes people feel bad about themselves, but at the end of the day, you're always going to have a critic.
Yeah.
So that's all you can do, and just keep moving on and know that, like, if this person isn't of any importance to you, just let it go.
And look at you now, the Jets nominee for Walter Payton Man of the Year, Jonathan Harrison. Well-deserved. I got to ask you about your quarterback.
What about him?
So, Jets fans getting excited, starting to think about long-term. He's 22. He's got a great relationship with his center. What have you seen from him in terms of progress, and why is he the guy who's going to take this team to the promised land?
Week to week, you see growth. You see growth, and he's a natural competitor.
Yeah.
Natural competitor, and quarterback is easy to him, and transitioning from college to the NFL, of course the speed's going to be different. That takes a little time to adjust. And then once he figured that out, then he started taking, next steps to, becoming, a better quarterback, to becoming more and more productive, in the backfield. And it's just impressive. It's impressive the work he puts into it, the extra time he puts into it, and you can tell that he wants it.
How good is he with you guys in the room? Because I think he's got natural leadership ability.
No, definitely. He's great with us in the room, and the thing is that we have is we're able to have a conversation about it. Like, he won't ever come in the room and be like, hey, you guys are doing X, Y, and Z. Like, no, he's like, hey, what do you guys think about this? Like, how can we address this, or what call can we make for this? We'll come to like a group, consensus and go from there. So that's how a well-functioning offense works. It's communication rather than just commands.
Yeah.
And so what is it like with Coach Gase? Obviously he's calling the plays on offense. He's a big part of the game planning and everything like that. And obviously he and Sam have a great relationship. What is that relationship like with you as an offensive lineman?
Oh, it's great. It's great. Between Gase, Sam, and the offensive line, all of us communicate all the time. Gase will always check with us. He'll check with us. He'll check with Beecham, our captain, and he's like, hey, what do you guys think about this game plan? He's like, what do you think about this run, or whatever? We're like, if we get in this formation that we don't like, okay, let's switch it up, and it's just real open communication, very open communication, and then it's great. It makes for a great work atmosphere, and you can tell, like, later on, like, we've kind of gotten in this flow, and winning some ball games, and that's all because of this open communication.
That's always been, as a player, for me, it's always been great to play for a coach that understands and will take your input, as a player. Because you play for some coaches where we're going to do it like this, and this is how it's done. And then you're out there, you're getting beaten. You're like, Coach, we need to adjust this. And they don't want to hear it, and it doesn't lead to a lot of success or confidence in the coach. So it's great to hear that Adam Gase is listening and taking your input as a player.
What do you finally, what do you think about this matchup this weekend? You started the year out against the Bills, and now you're ending the year against Buffalo and Western New York. They're locked into the number 5 seed. Who knows who's playing, because they got to look ahead to the following week. But this game means a lot to you guys, right?
Definitely means a lot to us. Despite the circumstance of our season, it is still a divisional opponent, and it is Buffalo. These are guys that we see twice a year, so it's our last game. It's Buffalo. Let's end it with a bang.
Yeah.
Let's end it with a bang, and we know it's going to be tough conditions. We're up in their territory and a lot colder than down here, and hey, all we can do is strap up and go out there and go battle.
A great job by you tonight. On for a couple segments. And that's what we expect from a Florida Gator around here. It's always great to get another Florida.
Gators.
Go Gators. That's right. Jonathan, thank you so much for stopping by. Good luck this weekend, and we'll be talking to you soon. We'll be right back. We'll preview Jets Bills this weekend. You are listening to Inside the Jets on ESPN New York.
Ernst & Young LLP is proud to be the exclusive professional business and accounting services sponsor of the New York Jets and MetLife Stadium. Teaming with them as the official sponsor of the EY Coaches Club. As a global leader in assurance, tax, transaction, and advisory services, the global network of EY firms has better connected consultants who help organizations navigate the transformative age by asking better questions to find answers to some of the world's toughest challenges, all to build a better working world for their people, clients, and communities.
Career success is in your future with a degree from Centenary University. 98% of Centenary alumni are employed or in graduate school 9 months after graduation. Hit the ground running with internships and career-focused programs like criminal justice, data analytics, education, equine studies, and sports management. Generous scholarships and grants are available at Centenary University. They're committed to your success. Learn more at www.centenaryuniversity.edu.
There's a chance your local Geico agent owns the same designer dog breed as you.
Wait, you own a Chihuahua too?
Half bulldog, half chihuahua, 100% lovable. Oh yeah.
So many wrinkles, such a tiny face.
But there's a better chance your local Geico agent could help you out with auto, homeowners, renters, or condo insurance. Motorcycle, boat, or RV insurance too. They'll work hard to provide sound advice and significant savings. You don't need a chic, wrinkle-faced pup to do that. Local Geico agents. Call or visit yours today.
Every time you close your laptop, a Corona gets its lime. And every time your to-do list is to do one less thing, a Corona gets its lime. Every time you press pause. Every time you unwind or lose track of time, a Corona gets its lime. And every time your feet are up while the sun goes down, a Corona gets its lime. So drop a lime in and find your beach. Please drink responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
We haven't seen a superstar like this in years.
You're not kidding, Bob. The people need to know about this standout.
Introducing this year's most sought-after rookie, the M&T Bank Jets debit card. New on the scene, this fantastic plastic stands 2.125 inches tall and weighs a lean 0.2 ounces. This small but mighty paying machine is sure to be charging through checkout lines all season long.
Hey Jets fans, get your hands on the exclusive Jets debit card with Easy Choice Checking. It's free from a monthly maintenance fee and free from a minimum balance requirement, leaving you free from worry.
You know, I have a feeling we're going to be seeing this powerhouse everywhere soon.
No doubt about it. I want one on my team.
So show your love for the Jets and save on fees today. Rush to any M&T Bank branch or mtb.com/Jets today. M&T Bank, the official community bank of your New York Jets. Other transaction and service fees, including insufficient funds and overdraft fees, may apply to this account. Member FDIC.
You're invited to Super Bowl 54 in beautiful Miami for a once-in-a-lifetime football experience from NFL On Location, the official hospitality partner of the NFL. You'll meet NFL alumni, enjoy exciting pregame parties, watch the action from the 50-yard line, and celebrate on the field after the game. For easy one-stop planning and access to hotels and travel, let NFL On Location plan your ultimate Super Bowl experience. Secure your official access and the best seats at Hard Rock Stadium today. Visit NFLOnLocation.com.
On game day, it takes an entire team to get the job done. Whether it's building a stadium, fixing the roads to get us here, or promoting economic development, the team we rely on is ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative. They promote investments in infrastructure and construction to provide opportunities for developers, union contractors, and members of Operating Engineers Local 825. ELEC, building the infrastructure New Jersey and the Jets rely on.
3:18 to go. Locke Edwards will hold. Hennessy snaps. The placement clean. The kick on the way. Has the distance, and it is good inside the right upright.
Remember, Jets fans, you can stream Inside the Jets live through the Jets app presented by M&T Bank. Go to the App Store or Google Play now and search official New York Jets. Eric Allen and Eric Coleman here at Vanderbilt Sports and Spirits inside the Wyndham Hamilton Park Hotel. We will be right back here next Monday night. So folks say, listen, holiday season, plenty of seats available. I think we're going to have a couple guests that you might want to check out next week. Great to hear from Jonathan Harrison. Here's a guy who kept his head up. Joe Douglas signed Ryan Khalil in August 1st, I believe. And Harrison could have put his head down and said, that was my chance, man. I could have been the starter to open the season. But he kept that head up, kept grinding. Khalil went out, unfortunately. And Harrison has picked up. And I think he's done a fine job at the center position. I know everybody talking about Joe Douglas. He's got to improve the offensive line position. He's going to improve the offensive line position. That's not even a question. But I think Harrison has really taken advantage of his opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about it earlier, and you said one word in professional. Yeah. You know, he really has handled his business. He came into this season as a starter. And then they signed Ryan Khalil. He's a backup now. And then, obviously, he got that opportunity, and he was ready for it. You know, he stayed ready so he didn't have to get ready. And he's done a great job of leading that offensive line. They've had a terrific run at the end of the season. And I think he's really making a statement and letting these coaches know that I am your center for the future.
And not the biggest guy, and he's talked about it before, but he'll get nasty. He's also athletic. And the other thing is he's got a very good relationship with the quarterback, Sam Darnold. A lot of respect on both ends there.
Yeah, and it's very important for them to have that relationship, that trust, that chemistry between the center and the quarterback. They touch the ball every single play, and they need to be on the same page. So it's important that they grow together, and I think that he's a guy that can be around here for a very long time.
Okay, so Jamal Adams got nominated or sent to his second Pro Bowl last week. We found that out, of course, and he came back into the lineup after 2 games off, played very well, had 8 tackles, a couple stops behind the line. After the Jets took down the Pittsburgh Steelers, he said, we're not that far away. Sam Darnold said, I think we're not too far away. Le'Veon Bell added, it's going to take time to get the ship sailing in the right direction. Now we're starting to see the ship turn a little bit. Your thoughts?
I agree with them. You know,
okay.
they're not far away. They're getting things pointed in the right direction. And, yes, it did take a little longer than we wanted to. But if you look at it, you know, the Jets are in a position to win 7 games at the end of this season. At the beginning of the year, we talked about this. How many games do you expect the Jets to win? It was 6, 7 games, and if they can steal one, probably 8. And that's just being realistic. It's not being a
you're going low there. I said in between 7 and 10, I thought.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I expected, 7 wins, 7, 8 wins.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I expected from this team. But with it being a new coaching staff, young quarterback, young team, but with all the injuries being, that occurred to this team, it's amazing that they fought through and played so well at the end of the season, and they really do have a lot to learn, a lot to build off of going into the offseason.
How much, if any, carryover is there? You're going to finish strong to this year, no matter what happens in Buffalo. Let's say even if you lose the game, you're 5-3 in the season's second half. Henry Anderson said it today that, listen, I don't know how much you can carry over, but you want to have momentum, positive, a feeling of positivity headed into the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, it's different when you're just a losing team and you go into the offseason and, you come back from offseason workouts and you're like, man, what is it going to be like? Are they going to crush us? But it's different when you're winning.
Yeah.
When you end the season on a high note, 6, 7 wins, that's not anything to push over. In the NFL, everyone's confident. They come into the offseason understanding that we're going to put in some work. We're a couple of plays away from being a successful playoff team, and that's all it's going to take.
So, and we're going to discuss this next week here on Inside the Jets, but I know fans are going to be looking at this. I just wrote this down as you're talking. Cincinnati, Miami, Jacksonville, 16-point lead over the Buffalo Bills week 1. So you're probably going to be, at the end of the season, if you're a fan, you're looking back at those games and say, man, if we had a do-over.
Yeah.
Because the Jets are a better team than Cincinnati Bengals. They are a better team than Miami Dolphins. They are a better team than the Jacksonville Jaguars at this point. It just, they had to go through a lot of bumps early in the season.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of maturing.
Yeah.
That's part of maturing as a program. You know, there are going to be games that you should win that you leave out there. But when you're a successful team, when you understand that, when you have a veteran presence, you win those games. And now all of a sudden you have 10 wins at the end of the year. And I think that's the step that they're going to take next year. They got a lot of young guys who gained a ton of experience out there on the field. They're going to have a lot of depth. You know, some players who they didn't really expect to blossom.
Yeah.
Really got the opportunity this year and did, and who are going to make a big impact next year when all these guys are healthy.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch Joe Douglas attack the offseason because don't expect him necessarily to go out there and sign the number one free agent on the market. I think that he is going to attack this with a calculated approach. He'll spend some money, but they're going to try to build this thing through the draft, and you have to plug multiple holes, where maybe in the past the Jets were going at the top of the top, and maybe there's different philosophies as far as building a roster. So we can get into all that next week, but about 40 seconds left. Jets, Bills. What do you expect from Buffalo, and how does that impact your preparation here for the Jets?
Well, I mean, I think if you're the Jets, you're always just concerned about yourself. You're worried about your game plan, the way that you come out here and set the tone. And I don't think that they'll play a lot of their starters. I think the Jets have a great opportunity to end the season on a positive note and to beat a division opponent.
Well said. Thanks so much to Justin for helping us out. Kyrie back in the studio. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Remember, Inside the Jets season finale next Monday night. You're listening to ESPN New York.
Selective Insurance is people, dedicated and tireless, passionate about digging in to be the difference. Our independent agents, working with us to offer the right protection, making businesses better, making communities safer, making lives whole again, all in the service of our mutual customer, always at the head of the table. The customer, the independent agent, and Selective. Together. That's what makes the promise